Welcome to another live stream watch along reaction. Tonight we are watching and reacting to Inter Miami CF versus CF Montreal on MLS Week 3 2024. Of course, Miami's fourth match, Montreal's third. Miami top of the Eastern Conference and the whole league as of right now. At least Toronto's in the top 6 in the whole league. Top 4 in the East. Should finish out the weekend where we are as it stands because Nashville's drawing. Wait, they're drawing now? Huh. I guess LA Galaxy came back. Good. There you go. So now we got Miami versus Montreal. If Miami wins, Toronto would still be 4th in the East after 3 games. And 6th in the league. If Montreal draws, we'll still be fine. If we lose, or if Montreal, well, I guess we is Miami today. Montreal wins, depends on how many goals they score. Well, they'll still be probably goals scored to put them above, you're right. So we can't let them win. With that being said, starting 11s are as follows. In goal, Drake Callender. The back 5 for Miami, Julian Gressel, David Ruiz, Noah Allen, Tomas Aviles, Sergei Kritsov. That's what Fop Mob says. So seems weird, but okay. Jordi Alba, Lawson Sunderland, Federico Redondo in the midfield. The front 2, Robert Taylor and Leo Campana. No Suarez. No Busquets. They're on the bench. No Messi. He's missing this game. But you know what? Not too surprised. Miami could still beat Montreal. We'll find out. For Montreal in goal, we have Jonathan Sawa. The back 3, Gabriel Corbo, Joel Waterman, Francisco Alvarez, or Fernando Alvarez. Fernando Alvarez. The midfield 4, Juan, Samuel Piet, Matthew Chouanier, Ariel Lasseter, Bryce Duke, the 10, the strikers Jules Anthony Vilsant, and Matthias Kokoro. There you go. So, Montreal back 3, Miami a back 5. Which I guess pretty much is a back 3, just not as obvious. So, we are ready to go. Nashville blew the game. I was like, damn, LA drew is drawing. I was like, damn. Well, there you go. So there we go. We're ready to go. 4 o'clock kickoff or 4:08 kickoff. Miami, Montreal. If Montreal so do win, Toronto, of course, will. Hello, Felix. How we doing? Of course, I'm against you guys today. Laurent Courtois had Montreal playing well early, though. I have to say. Oh. I knew I was forgetting some. Didn't mute the TV, but I'm sure like 3 seconds of that won't get me. Then again, I did unmute the TV during the Super Draft a couple of times, and that didn't hurt, so. How we doing? So Rory says Vander. How we doing, Henry? My internet was lagging so much today, but I think it's better. Depends on your time zone, but the later in the day, or is it the opposite? I don't know. How we doing? How's Mexico? Yeah, he's out because he got stomped. He finished the game, but he got stomped, and they said, you know what? We're going to rest him. which I don't disagree with. That and Sawa has been an absolute beast. I feel vindicated in my early call for him being Canada's future in net. Well, I agree with you there. Honestly, if Crépeau wasn't so good for the Timbers, I'd say let Sawa start right now. But Crépeau could have a couple of years. He could have the 2026 cycle. Then after that, Sawa. Crépeau's just fine after his injury, so I don't know. We'll see. If Sawa wins the job for 26, fine. Crépeau, as of now, should be the starter. We should be done with Borjan at this point. Starting 11, Callender, Allen, Aviles, Kritsov, Alba, Sunderland, Redondo, Gressel, Ruiz, Robert Taylor, and Leo Campana. So as of now. But yeah, Jonathan Sawa is amazing. Turns out, better than Panamis. I don't. If I have Impractical Jokers on, it's for background noise. I really haven't. The closest thing I know about Impractical Jokers is that Meat Canyon video he made. Jonathan Sawa, Alvarez, Waterman, Corbo, Lacetes, Chouanier, Piet, Juan, Bryce Duke, Matthias Kokoro, and Jules Anthony Vilsaint. Well, you know what? The Montreal fans that went down don't deserve to see Messi. I know that's petty. I don't care. It's funny they got jobbed. Now, if only they could get jobbed at Stotts Puto too. It's funny. 2,000 on Mike Tyson. You know, he could probably still beat Jake Paul. So you know what? Go ahead. Max Crépeau, baby. Love him so much. He's awesome. He's awesome. Madrid won 4-0 against Luca de la Torre, Celta de Vigo, and Leverkusen won 2-0. I saw that. But turns out Kokoro is actually pretty good. I don't know why they got Joseph Martinez. I legitimately don't. After that Liverpool match, I might hate football for a while again. Also, O'Malley won. Yeah. I mean, Liverpool should have won. I mean, if you're going to bring your foot up, studs up into somebody's chest, accidentally or not, that's a penalty. I don't care. Like anywhere else on the pitch, that's a foul and a yellow card. Even if you don't make that much contact. It's called violent conduct. Yeah. You bring up your foot, studs up, facing the chest of a player, that's a foul. Even if you graze him or don't even, just the look of that is a locked on foul. So yeah, it should have been 2-1 Liverpool, honestly, in my book. And I hate that Cuck O'Malley won his UFC fight over Chito last night. I think he got, Chito was going to win that fight. It's just called a timing. The bell ended it for him. But on Sawa, here's my question. If Crépeau's stuck in MLS and Sawa gets moved to Ligue 1, he has the passport. Montreal is good at transferring players upwards, so it can happen before 2026. It depends. To me, what it depends on is how their performances are for the Canadian national team. How we doing? To me, Crépeau still might have better performances for the national team. I don't think club form, yes, it does help you to have that head start of being at a higher level. I still don't think Ligue 1 is that good of a level compared to MLS. But most people just see France and say, hey, better level. I mean, if he's playing at PSG, well, it'll still financially dope their team. But anybody else, it's no. To me, if he goes to Nimes or Lyon, Olympique Lyon, Nantes, Toulouse, it's just being like MLS. I mean, Ligue 1 sucks. Maybe Marseille. Besides PSG, is it worth it? No. Unless he gets a quick move. Now, if he gets a move to the Premier League or Serie A from that, yeah. Probably should be the starter. But Ligue 1? Crepeau still has a chance to hold the job for that amount of time. Unless it's PSG. But then again, then you have the argument of how much work is he actually doing. So even then, even the locked on one where it's like, yes, he has a very much higher chance to start. It's PSG. How much work is he actually doing? Is this one of their disaster seasons? And if so, how much of it is his fault? How much of it is the fault of whatever's ailing them at the time? Who knows? So if he's getting a lot of work at PSG besides actually starting matches and maybe making 3 saves a night, is it really a season you want him in net? See, that's my line of questioning. I don't like Ligue 1. I think it's honestly a waste of time. And you could say, but Jonathan David's one of the best goal scorers in Europe. Yeah. That's because he is. He would be at Madrid. Anybody who plays open football, he'd be a high goal scorer for. I don't know why he's still at Lille. I don't know. Why is he still there? Don't know. He should have moved on already. But we're star for choice anyway. I mean, our second striker's playing at Mallorca. And then if you go from there, Ayo Akinola, who can't do a damn thing, is playing for Toronto FC. Lucas Cavallini, who's just as much of a freaking joke, is playing it back in Liga MX, but now he's playing somewhat good again. God only knows. Ubo, championship. I mean, we're kind of starved for choice here. Kind of need the quality up there. Goalkeeper, if they're good at making saves and have good reaction time, it doesn't really matter. Yeah, I saw that. That was awesome. And it's looking, Toronto's draw look amazing. Cheeto got drained, dude. Looked like a dead man walking. How we doing, Mile High? Had a Dutch Bros coffee earlier. It was so good. Load that down. Nice. On David at Lille, it's them having unreasonable expectations in the post-COVID world regarding transfer fees. And Madrid never came for him, I guess. Wasn't Liverpool going for Jonathan David? Weren't they going to pay like $30-some million for him? That's unreasonable. That's unreasonable. I think that was after they won the title, which is exactly what probably made it higher than 30. See, if they waited a year, maybe it would have worked. But then I think by then they had Jota. They had Jota, and then they had Luis Diaz. Yes. Yes, they can. Honestly, I agree, but you know what? I really don't need long pre-games. I hate those. I don't know if that reflects well on DC or reflects well on Cincinnati. Probably DC, right? I wasn't. Okay, no, what I was shocked about was Charlotte was playing like dogs. I was not shocked that we won. Now, how we did it? Well, we did it the same way against New England. So, no. I was shocked that Charlotte played like dogs, that they may have deserved a point. I think they deserved a point. They didn't get it, but they deserved a point. So, hey, if you make me admit that, that's a really good thing, that they deserved a point. That's exactly how Charlotte should be playing. It's always the way they've been built. The way they've been built was to play like dogs, like a mid-table England ass-kicking team. Like, yeah, they're not good. Their quality is but they can kick your ass. And that's why they're in the mid-table. That's why they're not going down. That's how they play. That's always how they should have played. It's working. And we're off. Toronto still won, but it's working. He likes John Herdman. You see him hug John Herdman after he scored the goal? He never did that for Bob Bradley. He hated Bob Bradley because Bob Bradley didn't know what he was doing. John Herdman's a genius. That's why he loves John Herdman. As a coach, of course. But playing forward is Miami. Can they win without Messi against CF Montreal, who I will admit is playing pretty well so far this year under Laurent Courtois, the former Columbus Crew 2 boss, the one-time MLS Next Pro champion, and the one-time MLS Next Pro runner-up. Of course, 2022 MLS Next Pro champion, had beaten Toronto FC 2 on the way there. You remember that game. Last year, lost the final to Austin 2, but they were pretty good until then. Laurent Courtois, a proponent of the Wilfried Nancy system. Montreal hired him to right the wrong that they committed the year before, because turns out Losada couldn't do it. Saputo's trying to right the wrong, knowing he got rid of his best manager ever. Can Courtois do the same thing? Early returns say maybe. Early returns say maybe. Because if there's anybody I watch as much as Toronto and Miami, it's Montreal. Hate watching, of course. Messi, well, at least, St. Louis as well. I do a lot of content on Miami and Toronto because I'd be stupid not to do content on Miami, and Toronto's Toronto. But do I hate watch a lot of Montreal matches? Yes. When I can. St. Louis, well, that's positive watching. Is Messi wearing a Hawaiian shirt? Come on, you know where we are. If you don't think I'm on freaking banter Montreal while we're at it, come on. But I'm also giving you props, so that's the analyst part. The banter part's the fan part. But hey, at least I can give you props. Do I like it? Not really. Do I still hope you get your ass kicked today? Yes. Yes. I agree. Exactly, because Bob Bradley didn't know what the hell he was doing, and Michael made him disorganized. I always thought Bernadeschi would be fine. And Insigne, I was wrong about him. He was a diva, but he was a diva for a reason. Once he's happy, he's happy. Now, do I like that personality trait? No. But is it going to work if he's happy? Herdman should be here for a while. We're fine. Should be. The thing with the two Italians, they're still the same persons who have the mess. Right now, they don't because Herdman has things at hand, but the possibility is there for it to happen again. Yeah, I'm sort of not really worried about Bernadeschi. I think he legit is bought in. He even tried with Terry. It was Insigne who was like, screw it. It's over. Like, he basically trashed everything after Bradley got fired. He was like, it's over anyway. They hired somebody with no spine. And they said only a month. Then it took them a while to get Herdman in, even though they did hire him. Point being is if we have like a 3-game losing streak in like July or June, then we'll see what Insigne does. I'm not so sold on him. But right now, I'm not going to say get ready to learn Saudi, buddy. Get ready to learn Arabic, buddy. Not yet. But if he starts pulling that shit again when we have a 3-game losing streak in June, because God knows we'll have one of those, just because we're good right now, I didn't say it would be invincible. We'll have like a 3-game losing streak or a 3-game heartbreaking draw streak, and then, or it could be like 3 games winless instead of losing. There could be a heartbreaking draw in there. We'll see what happens. Or 4. I don't think it'll be that long, but it'll be there. 2-2 Villarreal. Good. If it ain't New England, good. Probably. $500 a seat, even when Messi's not playing. Even though the tickets were sold before he got stomped by McNaughton. Probably. I agree with that. But technically, Jermaine Defoe was actually still pretty talented when he came there. He just cried his way out of town. Mama's boy, homesick mama's boy. Let's see. Stephen Caldwell played well until he was completely crocked, but as soon as he got completely crocked, he chose to retire, not even halfway through a season, and then become a commentator. See, Michael, that's what you should have done. Michael tried to hang on because his father was there. Well, I guess so. But see, the last captain, Michael, did it the right way. Stephen Caldwell was completely crocked, and he knew it, and he's like, shit, I can't go no more. Retires not even halfway through a season, about 1/4, 2/3, 1/4, and says, yeah, I'm going to go be an announcer and coach because I'm crocked. He knew it. I think this was after he gave you the armband. Because he probably knew it, but he tried to work it out, and then it didn't work. But he still gave the armband, which he gave the armband up, tried to still make it work, be a second captain, didn't work. I hated it because I like Stephen Caldwell, but he did it the right way. In the moment, I hated it because I like Stephen Caldwell. But now I know he did it the right way. After watching what the hell Toronto tried to pull the past 3 years, I'm like, yeah, he did it the right way. See, Stephen Caldwell's way more of a captain than you, Michael. Way more. Where do you think Carlos Vela is going? I don't know. If it ain't San Jose, I don't know. See, that's the wrong mentality. Whoever that exec is, that's the wrong mentality. That's the wrong mentality. It's full-blooded hate. At least you're passionate on beating them, but that's still the wrong mentality. That's like if, I don't know, some Mississippi State head coach came out and said, no, we don't want to say the school up north. We don't want to say go to hell, Ole Miss. We just want to beat them. I'm like, are you stupid? Yeah, is it petty? Maybe. To say those words. Is it petty? Maybe. Is it? It's sports. There are rivals. They're supposed to be hated to every inch of our being. That's what it's supposed to be. If you don't full-blooded hate them, what are you here for? I bet that was Bill Manning, wasn't it? Yeah, he doesn't understand, does he? He understands enough, but he just doesn't understand. Good, got it. Yeah, you know, that does seem like something Bill Manning would say. Yeah. Personally, I look at it the Dan Mullen way. Like he said, F the school up north and go to hell, Ole Miss, which is what I say about Ole Miss. I say F the team out east and go to hell, Montreal. This is our country. Besides, why does the 401 Derby not have a trophy? I mean, I guess the Voyagers Cup, but like a regular season trophy. Why'd that never happen? Why'd that never happen? What, I guess make a trophy with a bell and a hawk on it? I don't know. Or somebody could just make a golden cowbell. I don't know. Yeah, probably. San Jose for now. Those talks are off. Miami looking shaky. Yep, but there's no Messi, so what'd you expect? Probably 1,000, yeah. I agree with that. The more defensive responsibility he had, the worse. He's not coming back to Sociedad or the Basque Country, even Chivas either. I think it could be San Jose or New York City. I could see New York. On the wrong mentality, we have to build Canada's game together and fight back from the occasional BS from CPL, Uber Alid types. We want to force the both of us in their league. You know what? I agree with you. Never thought I'd be allied with a Montreal fan. What's the other part of that line? But okay. Yeah, you're right. We're too big. I mean, well, I could see Montreal get into a position where they could be forced in the CPL, just like Vancouver. But Toronto, Well, I guess we're there, aren't we? Shit. See. Oh, yeah, I can't talk shit. No, I can't. No. I mean, yeah, we're good again, but I can't talk shit like I did 3 years ago. Like I thought we were untouchable. No, I can't do it, can I? They're actually better than us. True. I guess they could come for all of us. Good point. Even the redheaded stepchildren in Vancouver. Even those redheaded stepchildren in Vancouver. And just like the Ole Miss, Montreal, Toronto, Mississippi State comparison, Vancouver is the Southern Mississippi Golden Eagles in this situation. Nobody cares. Keep crying. Oh, we'll defend you from the Yankees, but we will not defend you in between us. You know? There you go. Good win versus FC Dallas. Well, good for y'all. Dallas also lost to Montreal. Dallas sucks? Yeah, I'm not shocked. Yeah, they're supposed to be a rain system. Never in my life. Here's a chance, Montreal, Drake Calendar. Why is Kokoro? Dude, you could have shot that 3 minutes ago. I don't normally not hate Montreal not scoring, but dude, that was an open shot 2 minutes ago. Why wait? Like, I'm just going to keep dribbling the ball for like 30 seconds and then put it over the bar. At least it's a corner. Like, that's so obvious to score. I actually wanted him to score. Lord have mercy. Yeah, Miami's very shaky, though. They got lucky. He got stomped by McNaughton during the Champions Cup. Apple TV. If you don't have Apple TV, well, you're out of luck. Well, no, you're SOL if you don't have Apple TV. I do not know how to find a third-party stream for Apple TV. Shot! Goal! 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 Montreal! 1-0! Le Bout de Montreal! Alvarez! Fernando Alvarez scores the header. Fernando Alvarez scores the header. Good play. 1-0 Montreal. Yep, Miami deserved that. They should be 1-0 down already. So good thing by Alvarez to just tap that in. Just caroms it in. Kokoro could have tapped it, but it just goes in. Just goes in. If we're forcing the CPL, so are you. It's a package deal at this point. If anything, Montreal and Vancouver can make a case for having been in the pyramid too long. TFC's only been a thing since 2008. I was saying 3 years ago I thought we were untouchable. Now we're not. My point being is this. If we're not untouchable, after what we've been pulling, even though we're somewhat good again, we're not untouchable. 3 years ago, I'm like, shit, we almost won a CONCACAF Champions League. We should have won one. We almost made the final twice. We're untouchable. We're the biggest club in Canada. Honestly, one of the biggest clubs in MLS. They can't force us. Montreal, yes. Vancouver, certainly. Oh, no, now they can. So, no, I understand you completely. I understand you completely. Now that we're shit, or at least we're shit for 3 years, and want a freaking wooden spoon, yeah, they can force us down. Now, legit, I am worried now. I used to think we were untouchable, though. Just because of how good we were compared to y'all. Now we're not. Be like, hey, we're a CONCACAF power. You can't force us down. Do you really want to do that? Now you can. So, he got stopped by Lucas McNaughton. How we doing, Connor? What a fumble. Kokoro has to score that. What a missed chance. Well, at least they got it back. I agree. Yep. Well, that was a fumble. That was so bad. He didn't want to use his left foot. Yes, goal. 1-0 Montreal. Montreal goal. Ugh, no. 1-0. Miami looked like crap. I agree. Again, he got stomped by Lucas McNaughton. Yeah, they've started really well. Turns out, as long as it's a Williford Nancy or a Nancy disciple, they're good. Turns out Saputo was right to ride his wrong with somebody else. It's like, I'm just going to pluck the guy from Crew 2 that's been there since Williford went. Yeah, let's do that. Or not since, but has been there since Williford went. I'm just going to pluck him and put him there. It's going to work. Lasada didn't. This guy will. And if it doesn't, well, at least I'm cheap. If it does, well, great. I'm still cheap. See, I don't get it, okay? When Montreal's good, they always do. They always seem to do this. I don't get it. Their roster is so cheap. Their owner is so cheap. I mean, they got a good academy. Saputo's cheap as all hell. They're still good, though. Like, they shouldn't be this good. Especially for, like, the past 4-something years. Like, since the 2020s. It's like they're so cheap, but they're somehow good. They shouldn't be this good. It's that academy. I'm honestly envious of Montreal's academy. And they actually use their surrounding area to pick up players. That's the one thing Montreal's better at than us. Better at than Toronto. We just throw money at our problems. They actually build something. I got to give them props for that. See, maybe you can't always buy your way out of things. Well, actually, yeah, the last 3 years totally tell you that. You can't buy your way out of things. You always need to have better role players, right? They do. See, they're cheap. But they have a good academy. Even if they're not an MLS Next Pro right now, they have a good academy. Lubens Pashas came through the Montreal Academy, don't you know? Both the Chouanier brothers, don't you know? It's something that about Montreal that I honestly do respect is the fact they actually use their surrounding area. They do got a lot of good players in Montreal, Laval, that Quebec City, the surrounding area. And they actually use their surrounding area to find talent. Toronto, we have more talent in the GTA. We let them go to the Serbian White Eagles, League One Ontario, Toronto Metro's Croatia. I'm like, okay, all right. Why don't we scout that? I don't know. Or Sigma. Why don't we scout that? I don't know. But it always seems to be that the big Toronto success stories come from Sigma, Bobby Smirniotis, U of T, Toronto Metro's Croatia. It's not Toronto FC Academy. And then if they do become a success story through the academy, guess what? They do it on another team. Like, I don't know, Jacob Schaffelberg, Lucas McNaughton. Or somebody like Segor, right? He's going to become a Croatian legend for Dinamo and the Croatian team. He was from Toronto. Nobody scouted him. At least TFC didn't. And he chose Croatia, smartly enough for him. Because, I mean, the Canadian Federation's a joke. And, well, if he ain't playing in Canada, why would he choose Canada? Honestly, at this point, it would take a while for us to be at least as good as Croatia. So, well, I agree about that. I mean, when your president goes on transfer market to scout your next 2 DPs, you might be asking questions. Well, Bill Manning's terrible at scouting. Now, John Herdman came in with a plan. He came in with a group of players he wanted. He kept Richie. He kept Oso. Well, Oso re-signed last year. He got Gomes. He got Long. John Herdman knows what he wants. He got Davy Flores. He knows what he wants. But see, that's what for the manager to know. and Jason Hernandez was able to cook. I don't put that scouting on Bill Manning. Okay? Now, I knew nothing about Long. I knew nothing about Gomes. I knew a lot about Davy Flores. If I was the manager, I would have made that signing too. I would have made that signing too, Davy Flores, which turns out he's the best midfielder in the league. So, I told you. I told you all freaking 4 years ago about Davy Flores. You didn't listen. Told y'all 4 years ago. You didn't listen. I also told you about Kervin Arriaga. You didn't listen. See, I know what I'm I know what I'm talking about. Yes, they did. Yes, they did. Well, at least Jason Russell Rowe. Mo Farsi. I think it was just Jason, but similarly. Yeah, I agree. Because Miami's played 4 games. Cross in, but Alba, goal! Goal! Offside! Jordi Alba almost got one back. I agree with that. He just needs to be healthy. Rika smashed Osijek 3-0 today. I think they'll do well in Europe next year. 21-year-old Croatian Holdza got the hat trick. Fruka's an amazing setup man. Kjaka and Pasalic are playing great. Good. The main issue with Saputo is he's a Euro snob. For him renaming the club was obvious because it made us more European, but people disagreed, so they had to fit and focus on Bologna now. That's true. Man, I can't believe that was a rumor. Flagged, offside, no goal. Yeah, we're the only team not to give up a goal this year. Holy crap. That's... Yeah, I know. I saw that. I was like, damn it. I was like, son of a... Of course, right? I mean, I know we're only... Well, right now, we're 5th in the East under Montreal as it stands, which is better than what we've have been for the past 3 years. But still, that Russell Rowe and Farsi both scoring, I'm like, I'm happy for them, but why are we so bad at scouting? Like, anybody who has potential that comes through our academy doesn't stay for long. Except for Jonathan Osorio. And then they just prop him up like, oh, Jonathan Osorio's who you want to be. I'm like, have we even brought somebody through the academy who's worth a damn, who stays more than 3 years? No. Maybe Jaquil. You could have an argument for him. He's been a good role player. Here's the problem, though. He's been on 3 crap teams. Ralph Prizo, we let him go. Should have never done that because we just got the older version of him, and, well, we had to trade that older version of him because he was so bad. We had the younger version of Mark Anthony Kay and Ralph Prizo. We traded him for Mark Anthony Kay, who ended up being traded again because he's so bad. I'm glad Mark Anthony Kay did not score on us a week ago. My point. Jordan Hamilton was the one who lasted a long time because he sucked. Yeah, he scored a couple of goals here and there, but he never had that long stretch. He always had hot stretches, you know? Like those 2 or 3 week stretches where he scored a couple of goals. You're like, damn, he may actually be pulling this off. And then he stops. I guess mini Io Akinola's, but whatever. I guess. Io Akinola, we thought he may be one of the guys who actually would be good in the academy and not get traded. Then he blew out his knee. Here we are. Luca Petrasso. Should have stayed. I mean, Gomes is better, but still. And I guess Kobe Franklin. So I guess we didn't really screw up there. But again, Schaffelberg, McNaughton, even though he came through Pacific, but still. Yeah, we really don't care about building anything for Canada Soccer. Toronto does, don't they? They don't. We don't. If I was the manager, which I guess Herdman's doing the same, he cares about Canada Soccer because he just was coaching there. He wants to build something for Canada Soccer. See, so maybe this will change. Personally, if I was the manager, I'd be the same way. Because isn't that Toronto's job? to help Canada Soccer besides Jonathan Osorio, who's getting up there, and Richie Larea, who is already a known quantity? I miss the days where Toronto was somehow dominating the Canadian men's national team, you know? I think the three should be Crépeau, Gavron, Sawah in some order. I think Gavron will be Sawah's backup unless Gavron becomes a starter in like 2 years. I mean, yeah, he's a possibility. I think Jonathan Sawah is better right now, but he's starting in this league. And Gavron, he played well. He's played well in the games he's played, but Sean Johnson's backing him up. Here's the thing with TFC. It's trying to win a league that's built to not allow someone to buy a title by buying a title and acting like Surprise Pikachu when it doesn't work. Well, it worked once. hey, it did work once, and it almost worked 3 times. Then it proceeded to blow up in our faces. We almost won a second Supporter Shield, too. So, I mean, it's not like it's only really the past 3 years where it blew up in our face. I mean, the years before that, before the turn of the decade, you know, or before COVID, it didn't blow up in our face. It just blew up in our face after. But now they're doing a happy medium where they will buy players, or they have bought the players, but John Herdman is putting it all together. But they've already bought the players. They've already spent the money of anybody who's actually worth a damn. Well, they did get Richie, but, you know, I hate to say worth a damn because that makes our team sound like it sucks. I mean, on paper, they're actually performing more to their level with Herdman. So, Kokoro. It did work once. Almost worked for a CCL, too. Sawah is both better and younger. Yeah, I agree. I mean, Sawah, like Dane St. Clair was there for a couple of years, but then Jonathan Sawah broke out. And also Luka Gavron. Borjan needs to be thrown out the freaking window. Figuratively. I mean, what does it sound like? Yes, I'm happy. Figuratively. My point being is there are only a couple of people who could do what Herdman does. I'm working for CCL. We also made the final once. Those things can just happen if you happen to have a good run. Well, it was more like Jack McInerney had a good run. I mean, yeah, that Montreal run, they actually played pretty well in that. I'm not going to lie. But, you know, they were getting carried. I mean, Piatti honestly didn't do much. I mean, he did a little, but... And then, well, reality struck. The difference between us is the final, though. That final, though. Y'all got curb stomped in your own house to lose it. We won at Akron. We just lost on penalties. There's a difference. I know we do. We need a number 9. If we were, we'd be truly unstoppable. Playing forward. Here's a chance. Kokoro! What a save by Callender. Kokoro once again. Don't fumble. That's a penalty. He was all over him. If that's not a pen, I don't know what is. That's why I said it almost worked 3 times. Should have worked 3 times. We should have won all 3 of those finals. I'm still sticking to it. I think that's a pen. He was all over him. Kritzall was all over him. That's a pen. That's a pen. I can't believe I'm defending Montreal, but that's a pen. I mean, he was all over him. He was just freaking just absolutely laid over his back, and he brings him down. That's a pen. I can't believe I'm defending him. I can't believe it. I can't believe it. I think they're checking it if they're going to keep. Even the goalie fouled him. It was more Kritsov, though. But yeah, I mean, Calendar did foul him, but it's more Kritsov. I mean, if you look. And it's a corner. Scabs! This referee is a scab! And Miami still can't win without Messi. See, this is your problem. See, this is your problem. If Kokoro was Messi, it would have been a penalty. If Kokoro was Suarez, it would have been a penalty. Or anybody on Miami. If that was in the opposite box. Oh. If that was in the other box, that would have been a pen. I don't care about any pink shirt. If it was any pink shirt, that's a pen. See, but since it was a pink shirt on a blue shirt, you know why it's not a pen. And also Scabs. And then Vilsaint gets fouled by Ruiz, which he did. Should be a red card fault, taking a goal chance away. He would have scored on his second shot if he hadn't been pushed. I agree with that. There was a dog so there as well. Double jeopardy. Well, technically, if it was in the box, it would have been a yellow. But you're right. Because you can't have double jeopardy. So it would have been a yellow. If they gave the pen, it would have been a yellow. But still, you're right. Then again, that hasn't stopped Pro from giving double jeopardy anyway. Anybody remember that Kamar Lawrence tackle from like 2021? Yeah. They've done it before. Man, they're beating up Kokoro. I'm not, honestly, they're beating him up. This ain't me hating or complaining about Miami. Do you think the referees are favoring him every week? Well, again, as I said, if that was in the opposite box and it was the pink shirt getting fouled like that, penalty. So there's your answer. I think the law has changed. Like, what, 3 or 4 years ago? Maybe that was a miss here, but again. And maybe they're still going by the old considerations. I don't know. Maybe some refs still go by the old considerations, but I think the laws of the game changed that. But I don't read the laws of the game every year. I just look at what changes before every season. Well, then there's still like 6 months to see it happen in Europe, so I know what it is. Need Miami to go 2-1 up before the half. That's not happening. Hate to tell you, it's not happening. Y'all are shaky, and Montreal are actually playing very well. Not happening, sir. I mean, of course, outside the box, it's automatic red. But inside the box, I thought it was like stopping double jeopardy or something. With a penalty and the red. Again, that might be a misnomer. Do I want you to win? Yes. One, because, well, the Messi Mania viewers at least need a win. Second of all, well, you know I hate Montreal. As a fan, I'll give them their props. Analytically, I'll give them the props, but as a fan, you know. You won't, though. You're fumbling the bag because you can't win without Messi. See, here's the problem with building a team with 4 geriatrics. You have 7 points. That's because they played. You have the away goal lead against Nashville. That's because they played, and Messi played through a stomped-on shin. He's not playing tonight. Suarez is on the bench. Alba's playing. Busquets is washed. You have 4 geriatrics. When they don't play, they suck. The team sucks when they don't play, especially Messi. You can say we shouldn't be calling Messi a geriatric. He is 36, but it's really the other 3. They're the geriatrics, but it's Messi and it's Messi and his 3 geriatrics. Hey, at least Suarez can come on, but When Suarez's knee is bum, he's a geriatric. When he's actually playing well, he's playing well. But you don't know what Suarez you're getting. Alba, he might be the most nimble of them all. I mean, Messi doesn't run much. He only runs when he's on the ball in the 16-yard box. And Busquets, well, self-explanatory, he's washed. He legitimately is a geriatric. He moves like a snail. He should be on a walker. Busquets should be on a walker when he's out there. He might actually move faster. Well, I mean, if you're getting the Boca guy, you'll be fine in 3 months when you get him. But for Gressel to be there for the next 3 months, yeah, it will, because he's better in the midfield. So, yeah, right now, yeah. It helped Cincy. It hurt y'all. Did you not watch the CCL game? Exactly. And this. Also, it might just be possible that Messi's boys not playing has screwed y'all. But, when the best player for y'all on the pitch is Robert Taylor or Julian Gressel, you have problems. I haven't seen nothing out of Redondo yet besides some good defensive play on Wednesday. Or, no, Thursday. So, yeah, I don't blame you. Ghana did get screwed. Will they care about Leagues Cup this year? No, because Messi's going to the Olympics. So, Messi's going to the Olympics, so no. But that does mean more Olympic coverage. I was thinking about covering the Olympics in the morning in August while the Leagues Cup is going on because it's going to be in the morning. Offside anyway. The DR and the USA, of course, for CONCACAF, and Argentina because they're in. And if Messi plays, you certainly hell no I am. I wish Italy made it. They didn't. Did Japan make it? Final. Just like I did last time, the final. We'll get the final. If they make the final, we'll get the final. Just like I did last time. Or what I would have done for the CONCACAF W Gold Cup had they won on Wednesday. Or the Women's World Cup if they got out of the group. He can put a pass. Yeah, he does float good passes. Here's the problem, though. I thought Redondo was better going forward as well. That's what I heard. It just seems like he's a faster Busquets. Really? At this point, I mean, I guess it works today. But if they're playing together, that game was a joke on a normal pitch. The girls would have won. I agree. They played on a slip and slide, and that first goal was exactly because the ball wasn't rolling, because I think Girault played it. See, here's how I see it. I think Girault was playing the ball like she normally did. The power of it, the normal power of what she would have played it back to Sheridan. She forgot the ball was going to stop rolling halfway there. But if she did smash it, it probably would have went in the net anyway. So she was playing a rough game. Should she have got closer or maybe just played the ball out instead, lofted it out instead? I think she had time. She could have done that. She forgot the situation, which, hey, we would have won that game if that didn't happen. We scored. Would have been 1-0. That's it. I think they would have had to. I mean, Brazil-Mexico wasn't as bad, but it was going to get there. But then the rain really came. And they only had 2 days at Snapdragon because of the W Gold Cup. They had the final today and then the semifinals on Wednesday. They had to play it. It's basically CONCACAF had to play it, which I didn't like that. But, hey, the Canadian men played in a freaking slip and slide like the year before, or the summer 2022. So, I mean, hey, and they lost that game because of it for the guys. No, Brazil-Argentina would have been forced to play in that because even if it was the rainy season in Brazil or Argentina, they'd be like, you know what, we still have a chance to replay this. I mean, remember the time, I don't know what it was, but it was some sort of pitch, not a pitch invasion, But there was something where, like, they had to stop the game because 3 players got taken off the pitch. I guess it was COVID or whatever. Like, bad contact tracing, and they were treating it like a crime or whatever. And then they played the game later in World Cup qualifying. I think that's what it was. Yeah. If they could do that, they wouldn't play in rain, those 2 men's teams. Did you see the Rock's entrance? Yeah. I wish it was still more Hollywood. Shot! Oh, off the post. Off the crossbar. Robert Taylor off the bar. The fantastic Finn. So no, I don't think any big men's team would have been forced to play in what the Canadian women's team. Anybody worth a damn. They blew it. They blew it to Portland. Wait, they blew it to Portland. See, y'all need Messi. I don't even think you need the other 3 geriatrics. You just need Messi. If he plays, you're fine. If he doesn't, well, no, you won some games just with him. So, no, you just need him. Vander. We need the halftime. You know what? The thing that pisses me off about that loss, personally, is the fact that Cushing's just like, we need to build back. These players can't act like they're a championship team anymore. That's not what we are. We got to rebuild. What? Like, there's enough players on that team, on that New York team that won the MLS Cup and the Campeones Cup, and you're telling me that they're not a championship team? They still got Talish Magno. They still got Thiago Martins. At least the CCL semifinal. What? It's like he's trying to blame his players that he's crap. I'm like, are you blaming he was throwing him under the bus. He was legit throwing those players under the bus. I'm like, dude, they got to a CCL semifinal before you got here. They won a Campeones Cup with you. Some of these players were on the MLS winning squad, and you're, what? They're not ready to win. They're not a winning team. I'm like, what? Yeah, he's a genius. He's still old for football standards. He's still in his prime. He can play till he's 50, but that's because he's a genius. He barely runs. But when he does run, he sees something. You know? It's like a dog looking for his bone. When he finds his bone, he's going to run and dig. Even if he's 11 years old, you know? Or if you got like an old-ass lab and you're hunting ducks, right? And he's still like a 10-year-old lab. He might just be walking gingerly, but when he sees that duck, he gonna chase that duck. Whether it's shot down or not. You know? He still does his job when it's time to do the job. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you know what I'm saying. That might be a little bit of a country reference. I don't care. It works. I don't care. It works. 54th minute or 44th minute. You should. I agree. You do. Phil Neville has the better Anthony than Gary. I mean, Gary has nothing to do with Man United, but at least he played there, so you get my point. Oh, by the way, New England still has 0 points. Hey, at least NYCFC, you're not alone. You're not alone. Yeah, I don't blame you. I know how you feel. Last year I was done with TFC, but since, this, I watch every game, so you don't have to. If I didn't, I'd be at the movies watching something that even I was slightly interested in, because I love those reclining heated chairs. I love those recliners at Marcus Theaters. Now, I hate they took away the Warenberg theme, but I wish I could have both. If I ever get rich enough, I'm buying those back. If I ever get rich enough, I'm buying those Marcus Theaters back. I'm buying the rights to the Warenberg name, and I'm putting the Warenberg name back on there. And I will also bring the Warenberg name down to Mississippi and up to Ontario. Once I get rich enough. You heard that from me first. The Warenberg name will be back. if I get rich enough. And it will not just be in St. Louis, in Illinois, in Iowa. It will also be in Ontario. It will also be in Mississippi. We will make that name bigger. You don't steal something that's nostalgic to me, that should still be around to this day, Mr. Greg Marcus. I do like the recliners, but you said you'd keep the Warenberg name and you lied. Now we got to see your dome instead of hearing ba 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 ba. Whatever. Screw you. You lied. So whenever I'm rich enough, I'm going to make sure your lie gets rectified. I will buy every. I don't want all your theaters. I just want the Warenbergs back. And then I'm going to open some in Ontario. I'm going to open some in Mississippi. But I'm going to rectify your lie, boy. When I'm rich enough, of course. You have my word. I'm not joking. You have my word. Cross in. If I'm ever rich enough, I'm not joking. You have my word. Play with me. Play with me. Play with me. Maybe I'll even be nice enough to put some in Quebec. Play with me. Halftime. It's halftime. It's 1-0 Montreal. Yeah, maybe I'll be nice enough to even put some in Quebec. I don't know what Warenberg translates to in French, but whatever. 1-0 Montreal. Or would it have to be the word theaters in French? I don't know how this works. Does the brand have to be in French, or does just the name theaters have to be in French? How does this work? Or does both? Or does both have to be in French? Does it just have to be the word theater in French, or does the brand have to be in French? And I guess, do you have to translate the opening, the jingle? Do you have to translate that too? By halftime, it's 1-0. You have to have both languages. I know that. But it's 1-0 at the half. You have to show the French translation at least as early as English for the sign to be at least thrice as big in French as in English. Got it. Good enough. Well, I wasn't talking about them. I was done talking about them. I was done talking about them. I was done talking about them. Apple's halftime sucks too. The matches are good. The pregame and halftime suck. MLS 360 is pretty good though. I like MLS 360. As a non-Quebec French speaker, I agree with the overall philosophy behind those laws, but some of the specifics are dumb. But it's them protecting their language. I get it. I'll admit, I get it. They're protecting their language. I get it. And culture. I get it. That's what they want to do. Because they'll never get separatism. Yeah, I might have just lit a freaking match, but I don't care. I might have just lit a match there, but I mean, seriously. Unless, there's not going to be any voted for separatism. It's not going to happen. The only way you get separatism, and I am not condoning this. I am just saying the only way you get separatism is, well, revolution. In so many words. You can't vote. They're not going to have a vote for separatism. I mean, look at Scotland and look at the West. Look at Wexit. I'm surprised Brexit worked out. I'm surprised. That's like the one time it worked, was voting for separatism. And even then, the British bungled Brexit so badly, they shouldn't even have done it anyway. I wanted Brexit to win. I wanted Brexit to win, but they bungled it so bad. I was like, Jesus. The EU is useless. For the bigger countries, NATO and frickin' the UN is useless. They just are. But yeah, the UK bungled the EU thing so bad, I think it stopped people from leaving. They bungled it so bad. Took what, 3 prime ministers? What, it took like 3 prime ministers to get the hell out of there? Pretty much. Well, they still went to war. So they may have voted yes to separate. They still went to war. They still went to war. There you go. We'll take a short break at the half. We'll be back. Sit tight. 1-0 Montreal. I'll defend the EU has brought prosperity to many. UN's good for the secondary stuff. They don't bring world peace, but stuff like UNESCO and UNICEF are doing good work. UNESCO and UNICEF, I'll support. The UN as a whole, no. See, I get getting less privileged people, food, housing, such and such. But the war pacts, the Security Council, no. No. It's not our job to help you and pay for everything. It's not our job to help you and pay for everything. Same with NATO. Like, nobody pays. When it comes to the protection aspect, nobody pays their fair share. It's just world police. It's just the UK doing a little bit, Canada doing a little bit, and then the US being, those three being world police. It's not our job. We ain't taking a nuke for you. At least that's not what it should be. The road we're heading down, we might. The road we're heading down, we might take a nuke for somebody that we shouldn't be taking, but, you know, it's not our job to take a nuke for you or take a bullet for you. But I'm not the president, so, or the prime minister, but it's not our job. It's not our job. Now, if boots hit our ground, yeah, for certain. Boots hit our ground, yeah, we're going to defend ourselves. That's what it should be. Let the boots hit our ground. See what happens. Let the boots hit our ground, see what happens. But until then, it's not our job. That's my point. Never should have been. No, and again, no war since World War II has been rightful for the US, UK, or Canada to be in. That's my point. Vietnam was unrighteous. Shouldn't have happened. Korea shouldn't have happened. Like, anything after World War II should have never happened. But it did. So, again, honestly, I don't even think Congress freaking approved half of those, to be honest. It's just the president doing what he wanted. We had our economic talk about 3 days ago, which I guess this is economic. But with that being said, let's talk about halftime before I talk too much. I probably already have. Halftime stats. 59% possession to 41% possession. 4 shots to 9. 2 shots on goal to 2. 277 accurate passes, 89% to 182, 87%. 7 fouls to 1. 0 corners to 2. 4 shots to 9. 2 shots on goal to 2. 312 passes to 209. 89% pass accuracy to 87. 5 throws to 6. 3 offside to 1. 1 yellow card to 0. 0 red cards to 0. 0-1 at the half. Montreal have been the better team. Montreal have been the better team. Miami's been shaky. They've been trash. They've not been as good as they were, but Messi ain't playing, so what'd you expect? But Montreal's playing well. They're playing tough. They should honestly have 2 goals by now, if not 3. So, yeah, that's my halftime statement. Captain haters. Haters say he was the problem. Right, lol. Maria says, Inter meu amor, Brasil. Yeah, I got that. I just didn't. They were just going to leave that. No, I don't. Do I have any libertarian tome that I can show on camera? No, I don't think so. No, I don't think so. I don't have any Rothbard on me that I could show. Or Von Mises. Montreal's playing well. Miami sucks. And Miami's shaky right now. They're focusing on Champions Cup. Messi's out. They're focusing on Champions Cup. Montreal's playing well. They should be up 2 or 3, to be totally honest. So that's exactly how I feel about it. So we'll wait for the second half to start. Welcome to the Ryan Show. You don't know where we're going to go. But will the libertarian propaganda strengthen? Who knows? It is 2024. It's possible the libertarian propaganda strengthens throughout this year at times. Who knows? It is 2024. I'm not planning on it, but if it happens, it happens. Second half about to start. Croatians call themselves Croatian. I don't like when South Americans call themselves Spanish or South American rather than the country they're from. Yeah, it's about, exactly. It's about the country you're from, to me. If you're from a country, that's what you are. You're not a continent. You are from that continent, but you are not that continent. You are Argentinian. You are Brazilian. You are Uruguayan. You're Chilean. You are such and such. If you're in Europe, you're Italian, Croatian, Spanish, English. If you're in the USA, you're American. If you're Canadian, if you're from Canada, you're Canadian. If you're in Mexico, you're Mexican. If you're Costa Rican, you're Costa Rican. If you're in Japan, you're Japan. It's about where you're from, not the continent. Like, yes, there are continental groups, like Asian. But that's different. That's not nationality. That is nationality is different than race. Sort of, I think, or group. That's my opinion. 45th minute. So I guess both, to be honest. Bryce Duke off for Joseph Martinez. Like, you are X from X. But you should probably identify more with your country than, yeah, we'll go with that. Like, what you should be identifying with, or at least culturally, is your nation. Yeah, I think that makes sense. I don't think that's controversial. Who knows, though? Huh? Like, your country's culture is what you should identify with more than what the culture is overall in group. That's what makes people different, is what country they came from and what customs they hold to from that country. Or that's what makes a melting pot work. Well, I do. I have a globe right in front of me, pointed right at South America and North America. So, I mean, I knew where they were, but I have a globe in front of me that I've had most of my life, pointed on South America and North America, like right in front of me. Well, I guess in front of me, but behind the camera, but in front of me. So, there's your thought. 1-0 Montreal. See, I totally could make a second channel of, like, Ryan's World, the world according to Ryan or whatever. I've always kind of thought about making, I wouldn't say a rant channel, but it could be a rant but a current events channel, so to speak. Could be rants. I don't know. I've always kind of, or at least, this does have my name to it. Or I should say, this isn't like a soccer-based channel. I can make that a different series. I've done a couple of current events rants before. I can just make that a different series on here. Possibly. They're on the bench. Second half, Kokorolo. People can be a lot of things at the same time. I'm a Canadian guy from Moncton, part of Francophonie, Westerner at the same time. True. But again, I think most of your culture comes from the country you're from. Then your group adds to that culture. But I think most of your culture is informed by the country you're from. That's the way I see it. 48th minute. Then your group. I think most of the culture is your country. Second half now. That is true. 56. That was kickoff. Okay, yeah, Montreal's got the 51.5 win percentage now. 49th minute. Yellow card. I got Tigres winning in Volcan 3-0. It'd be stupid not to. But yeah, I mean, seriously, if I did like a World according to Ryan, like sub-series, well, I know what I'm talking about. I have opinions on everything. And I know what I'm talking about, so maybe. I've always been kicking that around. I don't know. Don't forget, Dominicans hate Haiti. Yeah, they do. I'm not so sure why. 50th minute. I don't know. It seems to me that'll be an idea I just keep kicking around, you know. The world according to Ryan or whatever. Ryan's world or whatever. We'll figure that out. But it's possible. Yeah, Tigres is better in Orlando, though. And it's Volcan, so just because you keep it 0-0 at home, you did this last year, and what happened? You lost. Well, actually, no, they kept it 0-0 at the Volcan last year. Well, you know what? I don't know. I wouldn't be surprised if it goes the other way now I'm talking about it. Relations have long been hostile due to substantial ethnic and cultural differences between the two nations, historic conflicts, territorial disputes, and sharing the island of Hispaniola, part of the Greater Antilles Archipelago in the Caribbean region. There we go. Yeah. That makes sense. Maybe I'll scroll up and get it done later. I was expecting New England to be a challenging opponent against Club America, but them losing to Atlanta makes them look weak. They have 0 points. They have 0 points in the league. They got beat by Toronto FC, who are good right now, but I was still a little bit worried in the moment. You know, so you lost. They lost to Toronto. They lost to DC United. I can't believe they beat the shit out of Alajuelense. If you're getting CONCACAF New England, you might have some trouble, but I think it'll be just fine. They're going to get curb stomped. Even if they don't get curb stomped, they're on the bottom. Yeah, so it's going to be New England first, Azteca second. Yeah, you're going to curb stomp them at home and maybe even on the road. They're trash. 0 points, mind you. So, yeah, you should be in the semifinals easily, unless you do something absolutely stupid this week, which I don't think you will. So, you'll be fine. Well, no, it's just signing a petition, not donating. One of those like change.com positions or change.org positions or whatever. Petitions. Free kick. Cross in. Haiti were screwed over by the French. The English and Spanish treated their colonies better than the French did. Historically, you're right. Do I think that's a hornet's nest I really don't want to kick up, besides saying historically you're right? No. Oh, Mr. Beast is at the Miami game. I know, I just saw that. Messi might be sitting in the stands, but Mr. Beast is there. 53rd minute. See, that's the problem. See, that's the problem with a Ryan's World type show. I'm bound to kick up a hornet's nest at some point. Because even libertarian thoughts are unpopular. So, wow. Fiscal conservatism. Libertarianism. Unpopular. They blew the lead. Nashville again. Yep, they blew it. So, I mean, it's my opinion, but see, that's what I don't get. It's like hornet's nest over somebody's opinion. Even if it's just a little bit unpopular, especially one of those, it's like, come on now. Like, I mean, yeah, I get if it's like bold-faced. You know where I'm going with this. I get that. But saying like, oh, we need to, taxation is theft. Like, the amount of people that would disagree with that is just mind-boggling. Like, I don't know. See, there's one of them. Taxation is theft. Like, why people disagree with that, I don't know. But whatever. See, that's the way it should be. That's exactly the way it should be. Like, things like that is about debate. Not, oh, he said taxation is theft. Drag him over the coals. Be like, here's why I think taxation is great. I'd be like, well, okay, let's hear what you have to say. Maybe I'm wrong. I don't think I am, but 55th minute. So I'm like, you know, exactly. 56 minute. 1-0 Montreal. I could wear my Argentina jersey making Javier Milei videos. Making videos about Javier Milei. If I had a don't step on snake flag, I'd probably pop it up back there too. Don't step on the snake. Birmingham Legion beating Phoenix Rising, and in Phoenix, Republic getting scored on by a goalkeeper. Yeah, USL was crazy yesterday. Like, wow. Some crazy stuff. It was like, I agree with that. Monterey away after the international break. Exactly. And then it wasn't temporary after that. And then it became permanent. See, that's how they get you. It's like, oh, this is only temporary. Yeah, my ass. Yeah, you must have a bridge. You must have some oceanfront property to sell me in the Yukon. Yeah, temporary my ass. Yeah, temporary my ass. Hey, if he's sawing down taxes and saying "Viva la libertad, carajo," I don't care how he feels about Boca Juniors. I don't care. If we got an anarcho-capitalist president and it's working out, which it is, I don't care. Viva Milei. Viva Milei. He's doing what the anarcho-capitalist. He's making anarcho-capitalism look better every passing day. Viva Milei. That's all I've wanted in this world. I agree. That's all I've wanted in this world was a president that made anarcho-capitalism look possible. This is my freaking moment. Well, not moment, but you get my point. Here's a chance. Campana, shot, goal! Leo Campana, offside. Nah, I need to see that again. I don't like it. And no, he was offside. Okay, there it is. Taylor was way offside. Yeah, it wasn't. Yeah, but at least a certain somebody will actually try to fight it. One of them won't even try to fight it. That's the problem. And that's just where I'm going to leave it. That's where I'm going to leave it. I think Kennedy would fight it too, but yeah, RFK don't have no chance. I wish he had a better chance. He doesn't. 60th minute. Fighting it is different than getting rid of it. But fighting it at least is half the battle. You know? Fighting it's half the battle. But buy crypto and gold. That's my opinion. But then again, that's how Milei got into office with Argentina. So you know what? Has to get worse before it gets better, doesn't it? Has to hit rock bottom before it gets better. So. '60th minute. Point being is, everybody, buy gold, buy crypto. That's all I'm going to say. Well, it's for the government to fight. Well, I wouldn't say the government to fight it. Yeah, you should capitalize on it. Part of that is buying gold and buying crypto. That's part of it. Buy gold, buy silver, buy crypto. Precious metals and crypto. At some point, those are going to be, well, I mean, the value of it's there, but that value going to skyrocket. The more money they print, the more your gold is valued. Scoreline prediction for Miami-Nashville, the second leg. I say Miami wins 2-0, especially if Messi plays. I was shocked yesterday, $12.50 for 5 dozen eggs at Walmart, Niagara, $8 last month, $5 last year. Exactly. It's sad. Gold, silver, crypto. Stocks may not even be helpful at this point. Schaffelberg 3, Miami 2. Well, if he scores 1-0, yeah, they win. Unless they score again. Sergio Busquets is about to come on. I don't even know. Can both of them lose? I'd rather Montreal lose. Did you hear about the person that weighed bacon from Walmart? It was off by like 5 ounces. No, I didn't hear about that. It's wild. It was wild. So now they're skimping us on raw material. Okay. Well, I don't know if bacon is an animal product, but is it a raw material? Yeah, I don't really want to debate that, but they're skimping us on bacon now? See, this is the worst part about superinflation. They're skimping us on scarcity, which is not a good thing because it just makes it worse. Supply and demand. I'm sure you all learned that in 8th grade. I'm sure you all learned supply and demand in 8th grade. I don't know how in depth. I took a fundamentals of business ownership class in grade 9. So I learned it a lot more deeper, and personal finance in grade 11. So there you go. I learned about it a lot deeper, but I think everybody should know supply and demand and scarcity. 64th minute. I don't like Walmart. I mean, you're right, but I don't like Walmart. Walmart is... I'm not a fan of Walmart. I'd rather go to like Target or Schnucks. I think you're right. I'm not a fan of Walmart. Walmart is a scam, honestly. It's like, oh, we have everyday low prices. Our prices are the lowest, but great value is horrible quality, and we're going to skimp you on bacon. I know Target might be more of a price, or Schnucks. They don't skimp. Or I guess Loblaws, right? Kroger, actually, see, this is why when I went to the South, like went to the Seaverville and Nashville, I liked Kroger. I miss Kroger. See, Kroger does it right. That's just not because I'm a redneck, but they do it right. I wish there were more Krogers. See, Costco does it better than Sam's, yes. I haven't had 2K24 yet. So it hasn't even been out long enough for that to happen. Walmart low price is more like too expensive. Exactly. It's a scam. 65th minute. The gain in overcharges is worth whatever fees they might have to pay if they ever get caught. This is true. Who would have thought Stan Kroenke's ilk would be doing that? Because I think didn't Stan Kroenke marry into the Walton family? Yeah, of course Stan Kroenke and his ilk would do that. I don't like Stan Kroenke either. I think we made that obvious. Gomez coming on. Gressel off. Use the scale of the banana section to weigh your meat. It's genius. Yeah, I know what the storyline is. To make sure they're not overcharging you. That's genius. Yeah, we'll go to a Miami match to see Messi in person. That depends if it's in Miami or if he's playing for Argentina. But yeah, if Messi's in this country, I plan on going to a Miami match with him. Well, who knows if he plays, but he could play. 66 minute. Good to know. La Galera Mexican restaurant in Niagara is amazing. Tasty, cheap, massive quantity, well decorated. Good to know. I'll remember that. Header. Save us a walk. Copa America playoffs are in 2 weeks. Don't remind me. I'll be pulling my hair out in 2 weeks. Wait. I think I actually get my hair cut that week, so. I don't need to be pulling my hair out, but, well, there's anything about fingernails I can bite. Yeah. Wanyama coming on for Montreal. Nations League semifinals and the Repechage are in Texas. They're in Texas. Piet's coming off. Of course, the Yankov about to get in. It's good to see his injury wasn't too bad. I've heard good things about Yankov. Vilsaint is coming off. Vilsaint has shown flashes. But that Toronto game where Yankov is coming on. Wanyama for Piet. Like, he did get hurt in that Toronto game. Back in Toronto. And he was playing so well. But he's shown flashes since he got him back. 68th minute. Thoughts on what Hal Grimson said when he was asked Jamaica when they'll beat a big team. He said 2 weeks to Greg Berhalter's face after looking at his watch. The ball's on that man. I respect it. Because you know what? After that, I think Jamaica will win in the semifinals. Because if you have enough chutzpah to look at your watch and look at Greg Berhalter straight to his eyes, like look him in the eyes and say 2 weeks, they're going to do it. I mean, Berhalter's trash. I think Hal Grimson will out-tactic him. Let's remember, a nerfed BJ Callahan with Berhalter making him take calls and do what he wants at the Gold Cup almost lost to Hal Grimson. With no BJ factor, with no Callahan factor except maybe some tactical sessions, yeah, I think Jamaica will win. Yeah, I think he knows what he's doing. And Berhalter's probably waking up in a cold sweat every night until that match happens. And I wish I was a fly on the wall for that. Hal Grimson legitimately is the Jamaican Herdman, or at least Jamaica's Herdman. I mean, Herdman won Canadian either. Corner for Miami. But Herdman took Canada to their second ever World Cup and made them great. Hal Grimson looks to do the same thing for Jamaica. I think the comparison's actually suitable. Christian Pulisic will score against Jamaica. Tack said that this week. Oh, I believe that. Pulisic plays well with a U.S. shirt on. He's playing well at Milan, so I'm sure he'll score. Here's the problem. I think Jamaica will score 3. Now, I think the Herdman comparison's better. See, goal 1-1. Cross in. Header! There's a goal for Miami! They tie it up! Leo Campana gets his with a header. The 23rd of March. Yep, the 23rd of March. There it is. Leo Campana scores. With a header in the 71st minute, it's 1-1. I'll take it. Toronto should be 4th. No, I agree it should be 2-1 for y'all. I agree, but it isn't. Montreal sort of protecting that lead. I think they will get a winner in the end, but they were protecting the lead, which honestly they shouldn't have done. They were running Miami ragged. While they protected that lead, to me, if I was Laurent Courtois in this game, I'd have been like, just keep pushing. Keep pushing. Well, yeah, because of the scab, because of the penalty, exactly. But I've been like, keep pushing. Don't defend it. Keep pushing. They were protecting the 3 points. Because, I mean, Miami didn't look like they were close to scoring at all. They finally got it off the corner. You could say that Robert Taylor run, but it happened because he was offside. So, no, he's not on the bench. He's injured, or he's off for today, saving him for Champions Cup. I would hope so. It's what it should have been back a year ago. Parking the bus was, they were trying to protect the 3 point. 3-pointer. So for me personally, I would have definitely just kept going, kept pushing. They were running them ragged. I don't know why. Push it forward. You got to push the ball forward is my point. And that's just me. The tie is actually better for TFC. I know. And we're still fourth in the East and sixth in the league. I mean, even with and we're close to Miami, and we're closer to Miami. We're only 4 points, 6, 7. Hold on. 7, 8. They have 8 points. We have 7. We could overtake them. Holy crap. If they don't win their next game and we win ours, we can overtake them. We could be first in the East. You're right. It is better. You're right. It is better. Shit, I forgot. See, my math has been worried about making the playoffs for the past 3 years. Not, holy shit, we can top the East next week if things go our way. No, I could see Bob Bradley getting one more chance with the USA. Now, here's the fun part. It would make the USA suck so bad, it would be hilarious. I would laugh. Like, I would legitimately laugh. And I would hope Toronto plays a friendly against the U.S. men's national team. We need to punish Bob Bradley for the sins he committed to this team. And if not, well, I'm sure the eighth circle of hell will. And if we can, I'm sure the eighth circle of hell will. '75th minute. Of course, whenever that day comes. We don't know. 2-1 Montreal. Kokoro finally puts one away. Lord. Matthias Kokoro finally puts one away. Finally. It's the one he's been waiting for. Been fumbling the bag all night. But he finally got one. 2-1 Montreal. Le Bout de Montréal. Chouanière swings it in. And they could check this. Header by Kokoro. Chouanière. I think he's on. I mean, Montreal deserves to win this game. I'm legitimately going to say it. If Montreal wins, they've deserved to win this game. Simple. And they're going to take him off for Sanusi Ibrahim right after his goal. 76th minute. What if they took it away? They gave the goal. Yep, they're taking him off. Suarez is on for Miami. I think allowing the change means they give it. Yep. I think, you're right. Yep, they gave it. Kokoro with his goal. He finally got his and subbed off as soon as he got it. Should have had a penalty, or at least they would have given the penalty because him. Ariel Lasseter is off for Raheem Edwards, former Toronto man, back in Montreal for the second stint of his career. He's not carrying him to victory. Maybe a point, but not a victory. 76th minute. We got Suarez should put some bite in the Miami attack. Little loss in Sunderland for Suarez. Kokoro gets his goal. Montreal deserved this. I agree. Yep. You see Tottenham getting revenge on Aston Villa 4-0 today? Yep, I saw that. I don't know what's going on with Aston Villa, but they're getting a bit, I don't know, what's the word? Shaky. They're regressing to the mean. Exactly. I agree. I get it. I was like, yeah, you're right. Like they're regressing to the mean. Aston Villa. They've had a really good season, but they're starting to regress to the mean. Goal. Here comes Montreal. Joseph Martinez plays it back. Shot. Goal. Sunusi Ibrahim. Le Boule de Montréal. 3-1. Sunusi Ibrahim. Joseph lays it off and gets an assist against his former team for Sunusi Ibrahim to put it away. I'm legit afraid of Montreal. Toronto might be good this year, but I'm afraid of Montreal. Like, this Montreal team is just... I mean, they've swept us, what? In the league 3 years in a row? No, we drew. We drew in 21. We got swept in the league in 22. We got swept in the league. Deflection in. Friere gets nutmegged. The ball deflects into the net. We got swept overall last year by Montreal. And this team, honestly, the way they're playing, I mean, yeah, Miami's defense sucks. Ours is better. But, you know, they should have kept Kamal. They really should have. Well, it's not a party for me. I can admit Montreal deserves this, but this is not a party for me. This is not a party for me. 78th minute. Montreal with 2 in 2 minutes. Man, Miami sucks without Messi. Man, they suck without Messi. See, this is the problem with building your team the way you build it. Preseason Miami returns. And we thought they returned against LA Galaxy. Almost 3-2. Now, it turns out this is worse. Le Classico du Canada, right? Canadian Classique. The 401 Derby, which for some reason Montreal fans... And there's 3-2! Oh, my God! Jordi Alba with a banger! It's 3-2! Miami gets one back. Jordi Alba. Jesus Christ, this game is crazy. 10 minutes to go. Can Miami get the point? Or will Montreal get all three? Jordi Alba with a bombazo. Sorry, let's see this again. Cross in, Jordi Alba. Busquets, Jordi Alba. Nah, that's goal of the week. I'm sorry. Evander ain't getting goal of the week. And Insigne ain't either. That's goal of the week. That is 2-3. 4 goals in 10 minutes. Hey, at least the second half. It's all it was supposed to be. 80th minute. 2-3. Montreal, Toronto will be good games this year. A good defense with a team that can barely score against a team that can score buckets. And their defense is eh. Yeah, those would be some good games. I just hope we're on the better end of it. It's like Al Hilal versus Miami. Similar, yes. Exactly the same, no. Similar, yes. Exactly the same, no. Are Miami going for Champions League? Yes. Which I hope they get it, because you know what? I would rather Toronto have a chance to go to the Club World Cup by winning the MLS Cup, because I think the champion of MLS this year is going to be the one who goes as the host team to Club World Cup. Remember, it's in the U.S., but you can't change the rules for Club World Cup. If a Canadian team wins it, they're the host team. You can't pull that shit you can't pull that. If you can get that round of 16 spot out of MLS Cup as a Canadian team or any Leagues Cup spot, well, hate to tell you, but the Club World Cup spot must follow the same rules. And John Herdman better punch that pavement if Miami wins CCL and we win MLS Cup. That's all I'm going to say. Better punch that pavement. Maybe. Our defense has been solid the first 2 games. We're allowing this slip. Fair enough. But the fact you can, I mean, Toronto hadn't allowed any goals. You have. So, my point exactly. I know it's 3 games, but my point exactly. It's a thriller. Wild game. I will put that into my thought process. The shirt giveaway. I will mull it. I will mull it. Woo! 83rd minute. 2025 Club World Cup's going to be exciting. I can't wait to see some upsets and see who gets crowned champion. Can't wait to see it either. Well, they had a lot of minutes of stoppage time. I'd say about three or four is my bet. 3 or 4. '83rd minute, Robert Taylor coming off for Miami. Shinder Borgelin is coming on for Robert Taylor. Cross in. Nothing there. 83rd minute. Playing forward. Montreal should have won away at Orlando a few weeks ago too, right? I think they should have. I hate to say it, but they should have. I hate to say it, but I think they should have. Literally thought it'd be 3-0 Miami. Kokorov's a decent signing. Yeah, he's decent. He's a good player, and he should have scored multiple goals. He at least got one. Sanusi, good player. Not surprised. Like, Montreal, they're solid. They're solid. Laurent Courtois is building something good there. I guess rebuilding the threads that Wilfried Nancy built and trying to restring together the threads that Lozada didn't break, which I guess isn't a hard job. It's only a year. But there's enough people who played under Nancy that it's not too hard to restring those threads. So it's a good thing Saputo realizes his mistake quickly, is my point. At least in that case. Opoku and Martinez should have put in their late chances. He's actually getting good service on the floor. I'm not going to lie. I'm actually shocked. I was like, oh, Montreal's not going to give him the service he needs to succeed. Turns out he just gave service to somebody. And he's getting service on the floor. He scored a goal against Dallas. So, you know, I mean, he's good. He's good. Is he playing right now? Yeah, he came on. And Suarez is arguing with a scab, and there's a yellow card. Scabs. See, CONCACAF W final is 7:15 p.m. Great. I'll be watching that as this is finishing going up. USA Brazil. Is he playing right now? Liverpool versus Man City was crazy. Luis Diaz had some chance. Couldn't put him away. Suarez thinks he got fouled. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. They should have gotten a penalty. Like, for me, Liverpool should have gotten a penalty at the end of the game. You don't go studs up into somebody's chest and get away with it. Anywhere else, that would have been a foul. That would have been a foul. Miami has no rights to complain about the scabs. They're the reasons they still have a shot. This is true, but, I mean, they were going to complain to real refs anyway. Either way, I mean, they were going to complain to real refs anyway. So, I mean, don't know what to tell you. Can Manchester City win the treble this season again? The FA Cup, Champions League as well? I could see them winning the Prem. I could see them winning a Champions League as well. I think the FA Cup, I think they lose the FA Cup. I have a feeling, and at least a yellow. I agree. 87th minute. Minnesota Wild pulled a goalie in 3-on-3 overtime and won the game. What? 87th minute. That's crazy. But yeah, I feel like the FA Cup, for some reason, City's going to lose the FA Cup, whether that's the final, quarterfinals, or whatever. '88th minute. Messi not coming to Montreal. A lot of people are selling tickets because they think he's not coming to Stade Saputo. When is the game being played? Is it played during international break? Or before, or right before, or right after? That's probably why. Because, of course, if Argentina's calling, he's going to do it. Just like going to the Olympics. He's going to do it. Like, I hate how people are like, he might not play at the Olympics. I'm like, Mascherano's going to ask him. He's going to the Olympics. If Argentina calls, he's going. And to be honest, they ain't going to stop him either. Miami ain't going to stop him either. He probably has a clause. He can do whatever the hell he wants. So, he's going to the Olympics during Leagues Cup. So Don Garber is going to lose his biggest star for the Leagues Cup, which, you know, is kind of funny. It's kind of funny. May 11th. I don't see why he wouldn't be there on May 11th because there's no international break in May unless they're playing a non-break game, but I don't think so. Borgelin over the bar. Wow. Well, Kylian Mbappe ain't going to Paris. Wait. But the Euro. Well, if Messi's doing the Copa America and he's doing the Euros, I guess they both could. You know what? I could see it. I mean, Paris is hosting the Olympics. I could see it where they say, hey, Mbappe, play for the Olympic team as the overage player, because I think he is overage at this point. It's better than Gignac. Remember? Well, actually, no. That would be awesome, though. What if Gignac played at the Olympics with Kylian Mbappe? Holy crap. I would cover that just for, well, if they were playing a CONCACAF team, great. 9 minutes of stoppage time. That would be awesome. Mbappe and Gignac together. I don't like Mbappe, but Gignac and Mbappe together might be something to watch. I'm just going to say. I think we'll be fine, but I'm nervous. Another miss. Champions Cup semifinals. 9 minutes. Ridiculous. Squabs are incompetent. I agree with that. Scabs are incompetent. Griezmann going to the Olympics as well. I think I've heard I think it's closer to him definitely going to the Olympics. But I could see Mbappe, like Macron, being like, hey, the Olympics are in our backyard. Could you please play? Even though he played the Euros as well. Could you play? And I think he would do it. I have a feeling he would do it. But that also means Andre-Pierre Gignac would basically be his Giroux for this tournament because, well, wait, he's overage. Forgot about Gignac. He's in Liga MX, yeah. But then again, Hugo Lloris retired from national duty. Griezmann's overage. Kolo Muani, I don't think he is. It might just be Kolo Muani. I feel like they'll call back Gignac. If he wants to do it, I think they'll call him back. So he's the third overage. Griezmann, Mbappe, and Gignac. Olivier not going. I would rather have Gignac, honestly. I think Giroux's only going to go to one tournament. I think that's the Euros. He's not that big of a star. Gignac, I think he's going to be the worst of the three overage players, but you know what? Let's see. Let's see if Mbappe, he's not under 23. He can't be. He is 25. Yep, I thought he was still overage. Free kick. What brand was the blender? This game's going into penalties. I hope Emiliano Martinez goes to the Olympics as their overage goalkeeper because he's on that Argentine squad. They're winning on penalties in the Olympics. What if the Olympic final was France-Argentina? Messi's going for double gold against Mbappe, and it's a revenge game 2 years later. Oh, my God. Like, I'd actually put on the suit for that. Like, no question. I'd put on the suit for that. I'm covering it. Second of all, I'd be stupid not to. Second of all, I'm putting on the suit for that. A rematch of the century? U23s are mostly on the roster, but Messi and Mbappe are still there, and Andre-Pierre Gignac is still there. So, maybe. So, I think Kolo Muani's under 23, so he could be there if he wanted to, I think. Kolo Muani. Shit, he's 25. It's either him or Gignac. That is true, actually. Zidane will play for France in Paris. He wouldn't. He's too old. He's too old. Oh, my God. 94th minute. Man, just imagine that, though. Messi versus Mbappe at the Olympics in the Olympic gold medal final. The rematch in the century. Populated by U23s besides them. But who cares? It's Messi and Mbappe at the Olympics. Messi going for double gold. Mbappe going for his first. In his home country, no less. The last time he played a final in his home country. Is that the same AR that... Wait, hold on. Wasn't he part of the Gold Cup? When some dude got hit in the face in the U.S.-Canada game? I think... Julian Alvarez going as well? Probably. If Canada was going, yeah. Canada was going, yeah. I do think Aiden Morris will get called up. I think. Why 9? The Scabs suck. Let me see. Aiden Morris. How old is Aiden Morris? I think he's still under 23. He's 22. He could go. You know what? Yeah, Aiden Morris. Aiden Morris will go, I believe. 96 minute. I think he'll go. Holland cannot go, right, Kenny? No, because Norway didn't make it. Didn't Croatia? Hold on. Olympic football. If Croatia made it, I think there's another country I could cover. Croatians love me. Olympic. Olympic football. Hola, saludos. You do the Panini albums, the Copa America ones coming out in 2 to 3 days. Honestly, I might just do this one. I normally don't, but I think I may do the Copa America one. Or all of these American tournaments, I might just do. Because you know what? This is history. I might as well do it. But I haven't done it before, and I don't think I'll do it since. But Haji Rod or Josh Sargent? I'd rather go Josh Sargent if you're going to go overage striker. Let's see the men's teams. We got France, USA, Dominican Republic, Spain, Israel, Ukraine, Morocco, Egypt, Mali. Moroccans love me, so we'll do that. New Zealand, Paraguay, Argentina. Of course, the 2 CONCACAF sides, Argentina. Because Messi's going to be there, because I'd be stupid not to. Asian, U23 Asian Cup. Right now, hasn't started till April, so we won't know. But Japan has a chance to qualify. let's see. Out of the groups, I'm going to guess Australia, Qatar, Japan, South Korea, Iraq and Saudi. We'll go with that. Vietnam and playing forward, 98th minute. I'm going to go Vietnam, Uzbekistan. I'm going to say Japan finishes first in their group. They're Group B. So B1 versus A2 would be Qatar. Yeah, I can see Japan. Yeah, Japan should win that. D1, C2. I'm going to say Vietnam versus Iraq. Vietnam versus Japan. Japan. A1, B2. That would be Australia versus South Korea. I think Australia. C1, D2. Saudi Arabia versus Uzbekistan. Saudi Arabia. Australia, Saudi Arabia. Australia, Japan. I got Japan. Saudi Arabia versus Vietnam. I got Saudi. So the two going through would be Australia. Oh, it's the 4th place team. So Australia, Saudi, and Japan. Vietnam would play the playoff with the African team. Guinea versus Vietnam. I could see Vietnam winning that. So Japan should be there with early predictions. Is there a penalty called? No. We got a lot to look forward to. I think Japan should make it. So there we go. And Australians like me too. So we should be fine with that as well. Yeah. So Morocco, Argentina. The CONCACAF teams, US and DR. Japan. Australia. Yeah. I wish Italy made it. Or Croatia, but no. So when do Canada play Trinidad? The March 23rd. March 23rd. I heard something else, but it basically should be full time. They're going to play it through. Cleared. Montreal, will they hold on to the 3 points? Busquets sold that. No penalty. Exactly. They're still playing. Past the post. Full time. 100th minute. And it's a goal kick, and this should be the end of the game. Montreal looks like they're going to win. Saludos. Aguante Boca. One leg. One off. One off in Frisco. And 100th minute. It's full time. Montreal go to Miami and win 3-2. No Messi. Yes problem. Full time. It's 2-3. Montreal. Victory. Victor. Yeah, well, yeah. Full time. Full-time stats, we'll do that when we review it. But with that being said, if you like the stream, like it, share, subscribe. You know what it is. Tell your friends. Hit that like button. Hit that subscribe button. Hit that bell notification once subscribe. Send super chats on the live streams. Comment on this video. Put it in playlist. Share with friends and family. All that great stuff. I'll see you within the hour for the review of this match. See you then. Victor. Yeah. I didn't probably say the but yeah, the second half. All 3 Canadian teams are great. I'd say Toronto and Montreal are. Vancouver, I need a little bit more. With that being said, I'll see you within the hour for the review of this match. Good one for Montreal. Miami. The team is faulty, for sure. With that being said, I'll see you later. I'm Ron, and I'm out. Peace. See you.